And hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. You were looking at some of the mountains of Montana, or Idaho, sorry. As you can tell, I don't have X-Plane Map Enhancement running. I want nothing interfering with the airports I was using. I took off from Vertical Sims, Boise, Air Terminal, Gowan International Airport in Boise, Idaho, and I am currently inbound and about to descend into Taimodels rendition of Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport in Bozeman, Montana. We are in, this video would have been up 5 days ago if not for computer issues. You can join the Discord. It's free to join. Click show more if you want to know what that whole story is. I finally got everything reinstalled. I had to low-level format every single one of my drives. And that takes hours. Like a single drive can take 8 hours to low-level format and zero the entire drive. Oh, Lord. Links to what I'm using will be in the description down below, as well as how you can help support the channel. It's my birthday. I don't know why I'm recording on my birthday, but I am. Anyways, we are in the Just Flight Thranda PA28-181, I think it is. TX or ZX or ZR. I like the engine sounds on this, I have to admit. Piper Archer. I had this aircraft like literally 15 minutes after it released, thanks to viewer donations from Kit and Cindy. As a birthday present, they got me an xplane.org gift card. Links to how you can do that are down below. And I also picked up a new route, maybe two, for Train Sim World 6, thanks to Drew, who also bought those for me as a gift on Steam for my birthday, so hopefully you look forward to those. I think one of them actually layers on to the Great Western Express. I don't remember. So I am going to start descending. Ever so slow. I gotta wait till I get to me at first. We're going to be landing almost basically on fumes. So, vertical speed. And I'm just going to do it slowly till I can see what's going to happen. Because there is this ridge up ahead. As you can tell, I was cruising along about 100 indicated, 120-ish. Ground speed. This aircraft is no speed demon. It's also really basic. It is flown perfectly fine. Okay, but I would expect nothing less from an aircraft where Thranda is involved. Them and Aerobask are my favorite GA aircraft developers. And also Just Flight. I love flying my Duchess. I really enjoy the Duchess, I have to admit. I do not have my GTN 750s installed because Flight 1 is not letting me download them because of their archaic authentication system. And it's just, I'm not even going to go there. I'm so frustrated from lack of sleep, having to get everything. I own a lot of Sims, a lot of games, and trying to remember where I've gotten all the different things over the years. Even just for X-Plane. Heaven help me if it came to FS 2020. I had over 150 or something like that add-ons for FS 2020. Good Lord. So here we go. We're just going to keep coming down. We are on live time. It is not live weather. I'm using a preset. And like I said, no ortho. Because I don't want, I want to see what the airport looks like. I already know what Vertical Sims Boise looks like. I've featured it before. I want to see what Taimodels has done. Taimodels, I do have a soft spot for them, along with dark blue scenery design. I have to admit, as critical as I have been, like they just don't update their, like they release their airport and that's almost it. And it's like, you released the airport a year ago, or sometimes even more, and it's like, that was like 12.2.3 of X-Plane 12. We're on like 12.4.0. Release Candidate 1 is what I'm flying right now. Like, a lot of things have changed. And I did get a notification, but that was from Sim Market. I didn't get it from Will, who's actually a member of my Discord. The founder of Dark Blue, that Kansai International got updated. So I've updated that. Didn't even give me a heads up about the other airport they just released in Japan. I'm not saying I wanted a promotional code. We don't do sponsored content. Everything you see is viewer donations and my own money. But a heads up that you were coming out with something, because in all honesty, I would have sooner had that than this in Boise, like Bozeman, Montana. Because long-time subscribers can tell you, my playground is Asia, Eurasia, the old Ottoman and Turkish Empire, the Middle East, Vietnam, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Japan, South Korea. I've done flights in North Korea. Like, that's my playground. I rarely fly in North America. Matter of fact, for X-Plane map enhancement, I don't even have Europe installed. Or Australia. I just never fly there, really. I think I've got Sim Heaven installed for Europe, though. And for Australia and that. But, I mean, as far as downloading the tiles for the ortho-y kind of thing and that, no, I'm not putting... I might fly there 2 or 3 times in an entire year. But I do have it for North America, South America, Africa, the Middle East, Asia, Indochina, Eurasia. And we'll just keep coming down, and now I can increase the rate because I'm going to be heading into the valley, so that's good. And of course, sirens going off. Apologies for that. Nothing I can do. We'll go to there. And we're going down to 9,000. Actually, I want to go to 8,000. And we should be fine because we're going to be staying in this valley over here, if you will. And I don't want any icing or anything of that nature or a vapor lock, so real slow pulling out the throttle. So like I said, the aircraft has performed, you know, like it says on the tin. Please bear in mind, I have had very little sleep for the last 5 days. trying to reconfigure hardware, and it's like I took the entire PC apart, cleaned everything, repasted everything. It's like, what is causing these issues? There we go. That'll do nicely. We won't be landing on fumes, but I think I planned the fuel pretty dang good, if you ask me. Because you don't want to be landing with a lot of fuel, so I won't be using a lot of flaps. So, aircraft options, all are listed here. Always nice. You can do your weight and balance. You can choose pounds or kilograms if you so desire. And you can use your mouse wheel to increase or decrease the weight or the fuel. Or you can just go to half full, whichever you desire. Instrument options, normally you would have like a 750 listed here as well if you have it installed. The engine config, as you can see, you can simulate spark plug fouling and vapor lock. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I just, I don't have it turned on. But I don't want to get into the habit of not pulling back fuel, etc. and all that, or gas, increasing the mixture, you know, while coming down, while also decreasing the throttle and not causing spark plug fouling and everything else like that. You can change the liveries like you can in any Thranda aircraft. It does have its own ground handling. That'll launch that. But, I mean, for ground handling, if you want chocks and tie downs, you do it through here. And of course you can configure how you wish it. I have auto fuel switching on. Fuel tanks are down here. For a $50 Canadian aircraft, that's kind of low res if you ask me. Now I am in 4K. I'm recording in 4K. Yeah, that's good. Now we'll pull you back a bit. Add a bit more fuel as we keep coming down. You can move this or remove it completely, whichever your choice. Click here and you'll remove it. Or you can click here and it will move it over to the right hand side. These lights are actually functional, as are these. These are handy at night, I got to admit. I like them. None of these lights work that you like click them. You know, no passengers visible, even though I have a co-pilot, but they don't show. The wings, I mean, that is really low res. I mean, like I said, this is a $42 US aircraft plus taxes. Yeah. You can open the windows, and lock and unlock up here, of course, and then open down here. Kind of thing. I mean, this is a very simple aircraft when you think about it. I mean, it's a single engine. You know, it's not supercharged or turbo or anything like that. I mean, it's your basic general aviation aircraft. Reliable, easy access to parts and service anywhere in the world. It does have the functional radar, but that is more the work of Laminar than it is here. Highly customized Garmin 1000. I don't know. I don't normally fly with these, but is this what you mean by highly customized? I mean, okay, I guess. Now, if you were a real-world pilot, you would probably want to have this kind of information. But as a sim pilot, I really don't care. But that doesn't take away from the fact that if that is the whole point of it being a highly specialized G1000, okay. The engine sounds, I'm going to say, are really good. You hear that dip that we had in the engine? I think part of that was because of the fuel tanks being low. So, I mean, kudos to that. Your heaters are here. All the circuit breakers are clickable, and yes, it has the mute the engines, but I like the engines loud. Parking brake is here. Rudder, your rudder trim sort of thing, aileron thing is down there. All in all, it is a very simple aircraft, and I'm not really sure. To me, this aircraft is $29.99, $32.99 tops. That's my own personal opinion. But it hasn't caused me any issues. I'm getting I planned for not having a lot of fuel, and that's exactly what we've got. So I'm going to say the fuel burn is fairly accurate. And the next altitude we're going to go down to is 6,800. I have the Bozeman VOR here, and this is for the ILS. We're doing the ILS Zulu. We'll see if she does it. All in all, to me, this is just a very average aircraft. I know there's inflation and cost of living and that, so I get it. But that goes both ways. And I just don't see this as... I mean, there are aircraft from Thranda themselves, without Just White, that have been released earlier, like the de Havilland Beaver, perfect example. The Husky, another perfect example. Let me know if you want to see the Husky on the channel. I do have it. Or Aerobasque. My two favorite developers when it comes to GA aircraft. There's stuff from V-Flight. You know, like... Now we'll activate the approach. The visualization is kind of nice. Normally you can get it out here if you really want. I remember Marco from X-Craft did that. Oh, that reminds me, I got to reinstall my X-Craft. My Embraer 170. Do a flight nap, because it's been a minute. So, like I said, all in all, the aircraft has done what it's supposed to do. I'm just having a hard time justifying the cost. You know, and I'm using the U.S. dollar as its basis, not Canada, because I mean we have monopoly money for our currency. But I mean, $42 U.S. plus your state and local taxes if you got it. That's a lot for what is a basic aircraft. Doesn't have retractable gear, not turbocharged, doesn't have a variable prop, anything like that. This is built basically on the Laminar G1000 as far as I'm concerned. Maybe that's an addition, you know, kind of thing. I'm not sure, because I typically try to avoid these kind of aircraft. I don't like the glass cockpits, I'm sorry. Give me a good old, you know, 750 or a 650 or a GNS 530. You know, a couple of Bendix radios and some steam gauges. I'll fly anywhere in the world. You know, that is my preferred kind of flight deck cockpit, if you will. I think we'll get into that without an issue. And then what do we need? 6800, which I already have in. Altimeter doesn't need to be changed because we're already on just a weather preset. So. The engine sounds are good though. I do like them, I must say. And once I clear this obstacle up ahead here, I'll immediately drop down to 6,800. And we'll pre-get that up. So, yeah, all in all, I mean, I'm not here to sell you anything or discourage you from buying anything. If this is the aircraft you're actually training in, you know, and you just want a representation of it so that you're kind of familiar with it from your flight school or something, yeah, okay, for you it would make sense. Or you just like having all kinds of different GA aircraft, yeah, go ahead. And like you like, you know, Pipers, or you like Beechcrafts, or you like Cessnas, you know, everybody's different. That's the beauty of gaming, flight simming, music, art. Everybody's different. Oh, and one thing I do want to say that I do like is they added a dimmer here, so that when you're flying at night you can tone this down if you want to keep it up. This will be linked down below. That's better. I wasn't paying attention. Add a little bit more fuel. Not that it needs it, but I mean, I've still got a good EGT there, so it's not horrible in any way, shape, form whatsoever. If you're not familiar with the Garmin, if you want to get this kind of stuff on here, you simply go to here, And you can do wind, and you can choose different options. I use wind 3, but of course you can use what you want. And DME, bearing 1, bearing 2. You can click here and you'll go instantly to 29902. And of course your transponder, you can also enter in your own code if you want. And I did. And of course the range button works on this screen and that one. They are backwards. If you actually scroll what you think would be crosswise, like you're pushing the mouse wheel up, you actually zoom out. You think you're going to zoom in, but you're not. You're actually zooming out. Scroll back to zoom in. It's kind of weird. It's a quirk of the GTN. I prefer the 530 where you just got the up and down arrows, just sort of like you have here for switching frequencies. Where is this weather coming from? I have live weather turned off. The doors do open. I kind of like some of this sort of stainage. People's, you know, fingers, you know, grabbing onto the stuff when getting in or out kind of thing. This isn't bad, but I mean, that's blurry as all get out. And not really that great quality. If you ask me. Not for the price they're asking. And this thing, I don't normally mess around with these, you know, but you got the menu. You can change, you know, inches, you know, all this kind of stuff. I never use it. I think that only matters if you've got some of the other. And that sort of like adding stuff, decluttering stuff. I'm assuming that's a speaker. Kind of handy. You can monitor without having to keep your headset on all the time. We're getting really low on the fuel there, hey? Man, you planned that really close. That's all I'm going to say. So, I think this has about 4 levels of flaps. I think we'll be landing with like 2, maybe. We'll see how it behaves. If you ever get into this kind of situation where you're kind of scared, you can go to here and just add fuel if you want. We still got 22 gallons. What is it? Pounds. 22 and 31. And the auto fuel switching switches this automatically for you, so you don't have to. Which, I've got to be honest, is actually really handy. Because it's very easy to, especially if you've got auto ortho, or you've got X-Plane map enhancement, especially the professional version, and you happen to be flying a country that's got really good satellite data, and just be going, ooh, ah, you know, at everything around you. and then all of a sudden wonder why one of your engines cut out. Because you didn't switch tanks. And now you've got a completely out of balance aircraft. So I appreciate that little touch. Does the real aircraft have it? I don't know. I've never been in a Piper. I'm a Beechcraft guy. Been in a Bonanza a number of times. Held the controls of one many a time. But not a Piper. By the way, if there is a good V-tail Bonanza out there, V35, tell me who makes it down below in the comments, right after you do the like, share, comment, and subscribe. And let me know who makes it. And it's got to be for X-Plane 12. I don't want anything that's like, well, it's for X-Plane 11, but it does fly. No. I don't have anything X-Plane 11 in my X-Plane 12. If I want to fly X-Plane 11 stuff, I'll just reinstall X-Plane 11. That's me. If you have a bunch of X-Plane 11 stuff, that's fine and dandy. Anything that I owned for X-Plane 11, if it has an X-Plane 12 equivalent, I either upgraded to it or I bought it. And got discounts on it. I think the discounts could have been more. Because some of them are pretty half-arsed. It's like, yeah, okay. But you didn't add the new lighting map textures. You didn't add the new PBR properly. You know, reflections aren't the way they should be native to X-Plane 12. You know, you still have transparent runways, which means you can't see the runway in the wintertime if it snows. You know, so yeah, you made it function without throwing up an error message in X-Plane 12, but man, you did the bare minimum. You know, and that I will call out every single time. Looking forward to seeing what Will and the team did with Kansai. Because I had a glowing review for Kansai as it is. Osaka is still my home in my heart. I lived there 15 years. And I was really impressed with the rendition they did of the airport. Now, would it be cool, Will, if you watch this, do Osaka International, the old International. Because I'll tell you, man, some of the crosswind freaking... Look on YouTube for flights into Osaka International. Like A320s, and they're literally descending while their wing is pointed at the runway. The tip of their wing. The winds are that strong. They are crabbing so bad. So good. And they always land and hit that center line. I don't know how those Japan airline pilots do it. I've been on a flight like that in real life. Flying from Sendai. And I mean, I'm looking and I'm like, where's the airport? I'm looking out my window. Sticking my head there and I'm like, why am I seeing the runway out my right-hand window? Isn't it supposed to be in the front of the aircraft? The freakiest thing you've ever done, did see. And now we will 12, 11, 10. I'll wait till about 5 seconds. Critical speed. And here we go. We're still about 15 miles out, so I'm not really worried about activating the approach yet. And there's the airport. I do like this. This is kind of cool. And we'll activate it now that we've straightened out. And I believe I can see the airport right up here. Or is that another one? There are a couple of runways here. There's a few of them, so and we'll get ready to start putting in some power as the nose comes up. And there's our runway. Or is it that one? I forget. Where are we? 10.5 from the airport. It's looking for the glide slope to come down. Check my chart. What should I be at Mani? Oh, okay. Mani is where we're going in like 1 nautical mile, and that's where we will intercept the glide slope. And there we go. I kept clicking too quick. Take more fuel. And just so you can see them come down. This does not have retractable gear, so I'm not worried there. And oh, we got us in real life. This would not be fun. Late afternoon storm fronts building. Probably not unusual. And we'll put the next level flaps in so we can add a bit more power. And I think I'm pretty good with fuel. Fuel pump on, especially since I'm actually kind of low. This landing is going to be horrible, like I said. I haven't even been able to play anything for 5 days, 5 days plus, and I've had like no sleep. This has a really low approach speed and landing speed, which is fine with me. I need all the help I can get. I think those flaps might actually be fine. One thing I have yet to find on here is where the heck the flap indicator is. So you actually know what flap setting you've got and how many you have to play with. I know I'm inside airspace. On profile so far. This is not going to do an auto land, so I'm not really concerned with that. Yeah, given that fuel level, I think we're fine flaps wise. I do want to do a flight into here with my X-Plane Map Enhancement Pro running. I bet it looks spectacular. Right now it's just sim heaven and that's it. So peaceful, the approach. My aircraft. Flight director's off. That's the play in my yoke. Not great, short, but it works. If I'm being honest. Welcome to Yellowstone International. Frame rate was perfectly fine. I'll take the next one. Brakes are so sensitive on these aircraft. It is totally an X-plane thing. It's like you add just a bit. I mean, I've done everything response curve I can do. That was the right flap setting to have. So let's just go over. I am not doing that line. So still no frame hit or anything like that, which is nice. It often can be a problem. I'm going to say that's a parking garage. I'm just going to park straight ahead. I don't really care. And then I will take you up. I will put it to nighttime for you. You off, you off, you off. That or they're building a new terminal, one of the two. Yeah, I know, going over the grass. Tea and biscuit time with the airport director, whatever. It's because the wheels dug into the grass. It's either a new parking garage or they're building a new cargo facility or what have you. And I'm just going to park here. Parking brake on. And fuel off. Tanks off. Battery, alternator. By the way, you turn your tanks on here. It's not enough just to move the mixture lever or move this. You also have to turn these on, just so you know. Avionics master off. The emergency awareness kind of thing off. Let's go up and take a look, shall we? Oh, now you show me. So they have done some ortho. You can see where it is, obviously. Not too much ground traffic. I like that. Are you actually a parking garage? I'm just curious. Of course it is, okay, that's interesting. We have windows on this side. But you can't see them. See, this is the kind of stuff that drives me nuts. You have glass outside. You kind of do there. But nothing here. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's a partially built... I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. Okay, looking at the charts, all these buildings, I'm not going to count them all. These are here in real life. So, I mean, as to what this is, I'm not really sure. But it is accurate towards the chart. And we do have a windsock, which is always appreciated. And some bit of custom signage and such. What are you? Summit Aviation, Jet Aviation. Yellowstone Jet Center. A hangar with a open door. Greatly appreciated. And these are all private hangers, obviously. So that is cool. Okay, let's go up. Let's make this a little quicker. There we go. And come out a bit. Get out of the cloud. Well, actually, no. We can make that so it looks like fog, if you will. Somewhat. And let's go to there. And see what it looks like. And at this point in time, once I show you that, that'll do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching. If you watch the whole thing, especially. 3 gold stars for you. Links to what I used are down below. Okay, we have lead-in lights. Do we... Now, I don't know if it does. Every airport I've ever been to has one. Do you have a rotating beacon? Usually it's quite often on top of the tower. I think there's one up here, but it's not rotating. Tower inside. Well, it kind of is, but it's not rotating, so I don't quite get that. Yeah, very basic. Like, seriously basic. Now, this is not a $35 or $40 airport either. Now, you see at night, this has got, yeah, it's a garage. Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. I didn't see these ramps, so I'm not going to say anything. There. But there you go, folks. As you can see, there's another runway over here. Another one here. There's 2 or 3 runways here. You got one over there. Anyways, that's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed this, do like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. You know the whole thing. Link to my Discord, always free to join, is linked down below. As well as you can help support the channel to keep the lights on and making videos, because everything you see is bought with viewer donations and my own money. My computer specs are down below, and where you can get this airport, this aircraft, the airport I took off from originally, from Vertical Sim, as well as where you can get the volume control and some of these plugins, and that will all be down there as well. Until the next time, folks, my name's David. It's been my pleasure to take you here to Bozeman, Yellowstone International in the Just Flight Thranda collaboration of the PA28 Archer. Until the next time, stay safe, be kind to one another, keep the blue side up, and I will see you in the skies, on the rails, and on the road. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of the week. We'll talk to you again real soon. Now, I'm going to go celebrate my birthday. Take care.